Captain Marvel is the 21st film in the MCU directed by Anna Boden and Ryan Fleck, and it stars Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, and Jude Law, among others. And the film is set in 1995 when Carol Danvers, trapped amidst an intergalactic war between two alien races, crash lands on Earth and starts accidentally finding out clues to her mysterious past. Now, as many of you know if you followed me for a while, I like to think of myself as the guy who comes in here and understands the references to all these movies, but in fact, Captain Marvel is a character I don't know much about, at least the Carol Danvers interpretation of Captain Marvel. And I gotta say, Marvel has another win in their pocket with this one. Let's start with our main star, Captain Marvel herself, Carol Danvers, Brie Larson. She was spectacular, as you'd expect Brie Larson to be, except she didn't seem very in it, in the first trailer at least, which was the only one I saw. But her arc is extremely satisfying. It's great to see her grow from this rookie, cocky, not very experienced elite soldier in the Kree Star Force, but then her journey, what it entails, it allows her to become more human, and in fact it feels like a reverse of the usual origin story that we get in Marvel films. This is a person who's already a hero, who already has great powers, but she learns about herself, her human side, and this allows her to become a more fleshed out character in a very meta kind of way, which was fascinating to see. And another big highlight is her relationship with Nick Fury. Nick Fury is in a lot of this film, I gotta tell you, and Samuel L. Jackson, he just brings it. The dude is tremendous in this film, and I gotta say, the digital recreation of a younger Samuel L. Jackson is just spectacular, but it's the bond between them that is warm and charming, and you kind of start to miss it in the other movies because we just find out about these two characters meeting each other right now. Honestly, the one person who stole this film was Ben Mendelsohn. I was not expecting much of him as an actor, as a character. He blew my mind. He blew me out of the water. I was completely stunned with what they did with this character. It's the best part of the film. By far, it's the pure highlight in terms of writing, in terms of themes that this film assembles within itself. Sorry for the accidental pun. Ben Mendelsohn just kicks ass in terms of acting. You are not expecting anything less from this dude. But what they do with the character of Talos in this film, and yes, I'm going to call him Talos, not Talos, as they do in this film, it's just spectacular. I love what they did with this guy. I almost want to see a Talos movie. And despite not knowing the Carol Danvers character very well, I know a lot about the Kree mythology, the Kree Skrull War, and all that. And it was delicious to see all these little cosmic pieces of the Marvel Cosmic Universe coming into live action. I was giddy, and I think a lot of you, if you know these things from the comics, will be satisfied because they explore the Skrulls, the Kree, and the Supreme Intelligence in very different ways. Marvel was very ballsy in how they chose to bring this to life in the MCU. There are a lot of things they can do with these elements of the Cosmic Universe from now on, and if even they decide to do more prequels. And bringing that element not only opens new horizons to the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general, but it also allows us to have more unique films with Captain Marvel herself and with so many characters that we get to know in this film. But not everything is great in the film, despite the end result of all of it combined being great. I will say that I was very frustrated in this film because some action scenes were creative, were great to watch, were really well shot, really well choreographed, and then there were others where they just cut and use close-ups and you don't understand the thing that is going on. Also, they use very specific low lighting to help hiding it, some of these action scenes and some of the stunt doubles. Also, there are some very egregious pacing issues. The film takes so long in moving from the first act to the second act, and then so long again from the second act to the third act. This fluidity doesn't exist from act to act in the film, despite existing within acts, and it was just very frustrating to witness that. Also, despite being presented to many elements and characters of the Marvel Cosmic Universe, don't expect to get to know them very well. I was disappointed with the little use of Jude Law as Yarn-Rog, for instance, or of Minerva. There are so many characters here that look interesting, that establish an interesting relationship with Carol, and then they just disappear for most of the film. And I can't talk about one of my small gripes with the film because it's near the end and I would have to dive into it a little bit. So I'll talk about it in my spoiler live talk. There is a kind of Han Solo moment in this film that it's not as bad as that. I will say it's bad, just not as bad. Goose was great, but I have so many questions. And I'll explore them in my spoiler live talk on Sunday. One of the film's strongest elements really is the story and the directions it goes into. There were a lot of surprises in this film. I'm not going to allude to any of them, but the film really took a lot of chances in every direction, with every new element and new lore introduced in this. They really went out there to take chances, and it was really risky. To me, it paid off. I'm not sure how other people are going to feel about it. I'm not sure how other people who've seen the film are feeling about it. I think this film really takes a gamble, and it just tells a story so differently in such a sophisticated manner that I was expecting for an origin story of a superhero. It tells it in reverse and upside down and inside out, and it really pays off. Captain Marvel to me blasted off into the sky and it exploded into success. It's fun, it's frenetic, it's action-packed, the characters really are great, the main ones at least. The story just brings this movie up even more the more I think about it. I'm going to give Captain Marvel a B+. And I really did not expect myself to give it that. Guys, what did you think of Captain Marvel? Let me know in the comments below, but let me know without spoilers. We'll talk about spoilers on Sunday on my spoiler live talk at 9 p.m. GMT. So stay tuned. I hope to see you there again. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I hope to see you in the next review, and go check out my previous videos. So until then, stay beautiful and stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and click the bell so we can be geeky united!